All right, guys, welcome to today's live stream with teacher Satya here. And in this live stream, I'll be talking about how to find the area of 2D shapes. All right, guys, so we learn on how to find the area of 2D shapes. And I will start in less than 5 minutes. In maybe about 5 minutes, I'll start ahead. So today's main topics would be on how to find the area of 2D shapes to start with, and then I'll be talking about how to find the area of a parallelogram, a trapezium, and a triangle. Okay, guys, so today we will be looking towards three main shapes. All right, guys, and I will start in less than 5 minutes now. And of course, if you're joining me and if you want me to solve any question, please comment below, so I'll try to solve it in this session if possible. All right, guys. All right, let's see, what do we have here? Let me know once you guys join in, guys. Maybe in less than 2 to 3 minutes, I'll start ahead. All right, less than 2 to 3 minutes. All right, guys, so let us get to it. All right, let us get to it. So to begin with, the first 2D shape that I'll be talking about is how to find the area of a parallelogram. All right, so in order for us to find the area of a parallelogram, we need to know two things. Okay, so we need to know the base, which is right here, the base, and its corresponding height. Okay, so we need to know these two, corresponding height. Let me call this as h or height. Okay, guys, now in order to find the area of a parallelogram, area of, let's say, parallelogram, it is pretty easy. So what we do is we take the base and multiply its height. We take the base and multiply by its height. All right, guys, so let me say, for example, I have the base as 12 meter and the height as 6 meter. All right, guys, so if the base is 12 meter and the height is 6 meter, so what we do is we take the base and multiply by its height. So pretty much we have 12 meter multiplied by 6 meter, which is equal to 72 meter square, right, guys? Or when we say it, 72 square meter. All right, guys, now let me give one more example. Okay, let me give one more example. Let me say if I have a parallelogram, which can also be a rectangle that looks like this. Okay, so that looks like this, and I say that the base, or in this case, this is the length, is 15 centimeter and the height is 6 centimeter. So the area for this, so the area would be the length times width or height, right, which should be 15 centimeter multiplied by 6 centimeter, which is equal to 90 centimeter square. All right, guys, so pretty straightforward. All right, so finding the area of a parallelogram would probably be one of the easiest that could ever be. All right, guys, so one of the easiest. So now let's go into some word problems. All right, so word problems here. So in question number 1, what we have here is a garden in the form of a parallelogram has base 12 dam, okay, and altitude 8 dam. Find the cost of watering the garden at rate of 25 paise per square meter. So step number 1, let me start off by drawing a parallelogram. Okay, so here we have a parallelogram where we have the base. So the base is 12 dam. So dam is the unit for decameter. Alright guys, so it's the short form for decameter, and we know that 1 dam is equal to 12 meter. Alright guys, and altitude means height. Okay, the altitude means height, and we know that the altitude is equal to 8 dam. Alright, is equal to 8 dam, and we know that it costs 25 paise per square meter. Now if you take a look at this, the unit here is square meter, right guys? So we have to convert this dam into meter. Alright, 1 dam is 10 meter, so therefore 8 dam would be 80 meter. Alright guys, and 12 dam would be 120 meter. Alright guys, so what we did was we converted it into meter. Alright, now let's go ahead and find the area of it. So the area would be, let's say, base times height, which is the formula. So we would have 120 meter multiplied by 80 meter, which would give us 9,600 square meter, right guys? 9,600 square meter. Now in order to find the cost, so finding the cost, so cost is equal to 9,600 multiplied by 25 paise. So 25 paise is 0.25, right? 0.25 paise, or 0.25 rupees, right guys? 0.25 rupees. Now, so the total cost would be 9,600 times 0.25 would give us 2,400 rupees, right guys? All right, hope you guys are following up. Now let us go to the next question right here. Let's go to the next question. Question number 2. All right guys, question number 2. So let's see what we have here. A floral design on the floor of a building consists of 3,200 tiles. So let's write it down. So total tiles is equal to 3,200 tiles, right guys? 3,200 tiles. Now each tile, this one should be tile, so each tile is in the shape of a parallelogram. Alright guys, so let's draw out a parallelogram. So this is our tile. Alright, so this is our tile, and has the altitude as, so altitude is the height, which is 4 centimeter, and the base is 5 centimeter, right? Now find the cost of polishing the design at the rate of 75 paise per dm square. Alright, so first of all, let us find the total area of 3,200 tiles. So area of one tile is equal to the base times the height, which is, we have 4 cm times 5 cm, which is 20 centimeter square, right guys? So the area of one tile is equal to 20 centimeter square. Now there are totally 3,200 tiles, right? So 3,200 tiles would give us 3,200 multiplied by 20 centimeter square, right guys? So one tile is 20 centimeter square, so 3,200 tiles will be 3,200 multiplied by 20 centimeter square. So we should get an area of 64,000 centimeter square, right guys? 64,000 centimeter square. Now we know that the cost is 75 paise per dm square, okay? And we know that 1 dm square is equal to 100 centimeter square. All right, so let us convert this into dm square. So 64,000 cm square is equal to, in order for us to convert to dm square, we divide it by 100, right? So 64,000 divided by 100, which should give us 640 dm square. Does that make sense, guys? So since the cost has given in dm square, we have to convert the units to also be in dm square. Now let's take it to the next step. So the final step, in order to find the cost, so the cost is equal to 640 multiplied by 3/4 rupees, right? 3/4 rupees. Now you might ask me, why is it 3/4, right? So here we go. So 0.75 paise is 3/4 of a rupee, right, guys? So it's 3/4 of a rupee. Now if we simplified, what would we have here? 1, and this would be 160, right? And 160 times 3 is equal to 480 rupees. So the final answer would be 480 rupees. All right, guys. Now let us go to third question right here. Let us go to third question. Now the area of a rhombus, so we know the area of a rhombus, we know the height, right? We know the height. Now we have to find the side of the rhombus in centimeters. So let us start off by drawing the figure down. A rhombus means a parallelogram in which all sides are equal. So this seems pretty much like it. Now we know that the area, let's write down what we know. Area is 5408 dm square, right? And if its height is 800 centimeter, right? So 800 centimeter is equal to 80 decimeter, right? Is equal to 80 decimeter. All right, guys. Now let us go ahead and find its side in decimeter first. So the area is equal to the base times the height. Area we know is 5408 is equal to the base multiplied by 80 dm, right? Now let's go ahead and find the base. So 5408 over 80 is equal to the base, right? Is equal to the base. Now let's use the help of a calculator to find this. So we would have 5408 divided by 80 is equal to, so 67.6 dm is equal to the base, right, guys? But in this question, what they are asking for is they are asking for it in centimeter. So in order to convert into centimeter, we have to multiply it by 10. So the base would be 67.6 multiplied by 10, which is 676 centimeter. All right, guys, is equal to 676 centimeter. All right, now let's go to the fourth question. All right, let's go to the fourth question. Now in this question, what we have is, again, it's a parallelogram. We know its area, so let's write down the area. So area is 448 centimeters square. So they want us to find these three lengths, right? These three lengths. So now if you take a look at it, guys, we know that this is 64, right? Let's see what else. We know that PS is 25, right? So now we can easily find the height, right? So take a look at this. So we know that the base is 64 centimeter, right? 64 centimeter, and we have to find the height. Let's go ahead and find the height, which is PM. So the height is equal to PM, right, guys? So now let's use the formula. So A is equal to B multiplied by H, right? So 448 is equal to 64 multiplied by height. 448 over 64 is equal to the height, right? So 448 over 64 should give us 7. So 7 centimeter is equal to the height. Now if you take a look at it, height is PM, right? Height is PM. So we have figured out the first question, right? So PM is equal to 7 centimeter. Right guys, now we can find SM pretty easily. Now we are going to go ahead and find SM. Now if you take a look at this, we have a figure that looks like this, right guys? So we have a triangle. I've enlarged it for you. So this is P, this is M, and this is S, right? So we have this as 25 centimeter and this as 7 centimeter, and we are going to find SM. Now if you take a look at this, we would be using the Pythagoras theorem to find the value of SM, right guys? So let me do it right here for you. So we have 7 square plus SM square, let me put it like this, SM square is equal to 25 square, right guys? So we have 49 plus SM square is equal to 625. SM square is 625 minus 49. SM square should give us 576, right? Now, therefore, SM is equal to square root 576, and square root 576 should give us 24. Therefore, SM is 24 centimeter, right guys? So we have found SM also now. Let us write here. So we have found PM is equal to 7 cm. SM is equal to 24 cm. Now we have to find one more, which is MR. So MR is how much? Let us find. So let's figure out first where our MR is. So if you take a look at this one right here, our MR is right here, right guys? Now let me draw it out for you so you guys can see it more clearly. So this parallelogram looks something like this with a triangle right here. Now this is SMR, right? Now we know SR totally is 64 centimeter, and we just found out SM is equal to, so this one is 24 centimeter. Therefore MR would be 64 minus 24, which is equal to 40 centimeter. All right guys, so now we have found all the lengths that the question has asked us to find. So this would be our final answer right here. Okay, I'll give you a couple of minutes to copy it down. All right guys, let's get to it. Let's get to question number 4. All right guys, let's go ahead to question number 4. Now if you're watching me here, let me know in the comment section so I know you're watching me. Let me know if you are following up, if this topic is a bit confusing. Is it easy? Were you able to do it by yourself? Let me know in the comments, okay guys, so I know you guys are here. All right, now let us go to the next question. Let us go to the next question. So in this figure, ABCD is a rhombus, right? And M is the midpoint. Okay, so we know that the area, so the area is 1640 centimeter square. 1640 centimeter square. And dm is 40, right? dm is 40. All right, so this question, guys, would look something like this, right? Look something like this. All right, look something like this. And now dm is 40, so the height is 40, right? Here we go. The height is 40, and we know the area is 1640. So we can find the side of the rhombus pretty easily, right? So the area is the base times the height, which is, so area is 1640 is equal to the base times 40. 1640 divided by 40 is equal to the base, right? And if we simplify it, what would we have? So the base would be 164 divided by 4 will give us 41, and the unit is centimeter. Therefore, the length or the side of the rhombus would be 41 centimeter, as we all know that in a rhombus all sides are equal, right guys? All the sides would be equal. Now let us go to the next question right here. So we have the area of a parallelogram. So let me draw out the area of a parallelogram right here. Okay, there we go. Of base and height is equal to the area of a rhombus. So here we go, guys. So we have the area of a parallelogram, and let me draw a rhombus. So we know these two areas are equal. Okay, so we know area of a parallelogram is equal to area of a rhombus. So let me write that down. So area of a parallelogram is equal to area of the rhombus. Now area of parallelogram, the formula is B times H, and area of rhombus is also B times H, right guys? Now we know that the area of a parallelogram of base 1 meter 50 centimeter. So let's take that as 150 centimeter. So we have base 150 cm multiplied by its height, which is 50 cm, is equal to the area of a rhombus of height 75 cm, and we need to find the side, right guys? So B multiplied by 75. Does that make sense, guys? So here we know that the area of a parallelogram is equal to the area of a rhombus. Now in order to find B, I'm going to transpose this 75 to the other side. So we have 150 times 50 over 75 is equal to base, right? So I transpose 75 and 150 can simplify each other. So we have 1 and 2. And 2 times 50 is equal to 100. So therefore, the side is equal to 100 centimeter. All right, guys, 100 centimeter. Now let's see what we have here. Now this is what I will be teaching you on the area of a parallelogram. All right, guys. So this is how we find the area of a parallelogram. All right. Now the next one, what we will be looking at is the area of a. Let's go to area of a triangle. All right, guys. Let's go to the area of a triangle. Now, first of all, in order to find the area of a triangle, let's figure out what we need. So in order to find the area of a triangle, we need its base. So this is the base, and we need to know its height. This is the height, right? An area of a triangle is equal to the base multiplied by height divided by 2. As simple as that, guys. It's very similar to a parallelogram, right? So what we do is we take the base, multiply it the height, and divide it by 2. Right, guys? Now let's see what. Let me give you an example. Let's say I have the base as 40 centimeter and the height as, let's say, 60 centimeter. So in this case, the area would be the base times height, which is 40 multiplied by 60 divided by 2, right, guys? So either we can simplify it or we can multiply and then divide by 2. The answer would still be the same, right, guys? So let's say I simplify it. 2 will change to 1, 40 will change to 20. Now 20 times 60 is equal to 1200 centimeter square, right, guys? And that is how we would find the area of a triangle. So we take its base, multiply by its height, and divide by 2. All right, guys? Now let me see what we have right here. All right, let us see what we have right here. Alright, guys, so in this question what you see is we have a triangle, we have a triangle and a rectangle, right? So this is the triangle we have, and then we have a rectangle which looks something like this, right? And we need to find the area of the shaded part. So we know the base of the triangle is 28 centimeter, 28. The width is 14 centimeter, and the height of the triangle is 7 cm, right? So in order to find the area of the shaded part, so what we do is, first we have to find the area of the rectangle minus the area of triangle. Now if you take the area of rectangle, subtract it with the area of the triangle, we would have the area of the shaded part. So what would we have here? Area of rectangle is length times width, right? Minus the area of the triangle, which is base times height divided by 2. And we would get the area of the shaded part, right, guys? Now the length is 28 centimeter multiplied by the width, which is 14 centimeter. And minus with base. So the base of the triangle would be 14, right? So we have 14 cm multiplied by its height, which is 7 cm divided by 2, right, guys? Now if you take a look at this, we can easily simplify. 2 will change to 1, 14 will change to 7. Now let's use the help of a calculator to find what is 28 times 14. 28 times 14 is 392. So we have 392 centimeters square minus 7 times 7 is 49 centimeters square, which should give us with 343 centimeters square. So the area of shaded part of shaded is equal to 343 centimeters square. Alright, guys? Now let us go to the next question. Maybe let's go down to this question. This seems to be like a good question. Now if you take a look at this here, we totally have 4 triangles, right, guys? So let me call this triangle 1, triangle 2, triangle 3, and triangle 4. Now in order to find the area of the shaded part, so area of the shaded is pretty much the area of the rectangle minus the area of the 4 triangles. So area of 4 triangles, right, guys? Now in this case, so let's figure out the dimensions, right? So here we have the length is 12 and the width is 6, right? So the area of the rectangle would be pretty easy. So we have, let me write it here, area of the rectangle is equal to 12 centimeter multiplied 6 centimeter which is 72 centimeter square, right? 72 centimeter square. Now let's find the area of the triangle, guys. Find the area of the triangle. So let's start off by triangle number 1. So again, area is B times H over 2, right? So we have 5 times 2 divided by 2, which would give us 5 centimeter square, right? Now let's go to the second triangle. Again, A is equal to base times height times 2. So we have 4 times 3 divided by 2, which is equal to 6 centimeter square. Triangle number 3, we have area is 5 times 1 divided by 2, which is 2.5 centimeter square, right guys? 2.5 centimeter square. And triangle number 4, we have area is 4 times 2 divided by 2, which is equal to 4 centimeter square. And the total area for all of the triangles would give us what, let us add this up. So 17.5 centimeter square, right? So if you add all the triangles up, we would get the area of all of the triangles. Now, area of the shaded part, let's find here. So area of shaded is equal to 72 centimeter square, which is area of the rectangle minus the area of 4 triangles, which is 17.5 centimeter square. Now if we subtract it, we have 72 minus 17.5, which is, so we would have 54.5 centimeter square. Alright guys, now so the area of the shaded part for this one would be 54.5, right? Now let's find out the area of the shaded part once more. Okay, now let's see what we have here, right? Let's see what we have here. So if we take a look at this, now we have to find the area of the shaded part, and this looks something like this, right guys, with a line going pretty much like this. So this is 8 centimeter. Now we know that the height, so this height is equal to 4 centimeter from here, so this is 4 cm, and the base, this one is 14 centimeter, right guys? So in order to find the area of the shaded part, which is this part, so this is the area shaded, we find the area of the, let me write it down. So area of shaded is equal to area of parallelogram minus area of the triangle, right? So area of the parallelogram is base times height, so B times H, minus area of a triangle is B times H divided by 2, right guys? So now the base of the parallelogram and the height of the parallelogram is right here. So we have 14 centimeter multiplied by 4 centimeter, and subtract with the base of the triangle. So if you take a look at this, this is the base of the triangle, which is right here, and the height would be the same height of the parallelogram, right guys? So we have base is 8 multiplied the height, which is 4 divided by 2, right? And of course we can simplify. This should give us 4, and what we would have here is 14 times 4 is 56 centimeter square minus 16 centimeter square, which is equal to 40 centimeter square, right guys? So the area of the shaded part in this one would be 40 centimeter square. All right, let us see what we have here. So this would be the final question for the area of triangles. All right, the area of triangles. So again, we have 4 triangles: triangle 1, triangle 2, triangle 3, and triangle 4. So area of shaded would be the area of the rectangle minus the area of 4 triangles, right? 4 triangles. Now, in order to find the area of a rectangle, we take the length multiplied by its width, right? Or the base times height is pretty much the same. And since we know all of these triangles will have same area, so we have base times height divided by 2 and then multiplied by 4 because there are 4 triangles, right guys? Now let's find the area of this rectangle first. So we would have 40 centimeter multiplied by 30 centimeter minus width. The base of the triangle would be here, right? So that this is the base, right? Which is half of 40. So 20 multiplied by the height. Height would be half of 30, which is 15, divided by 2 and multiplied by 4 because there are 4 triangles, right guys? Now 2 and 20 can simplify, so we would have 10. Now let's solve it. 40 times 30 is 1200 centimeter square minus, what do we have here? 15 times 10 is 150. 150 times 4 is 600 centimeter square. Therefore, the area of the shaded part will be 600 centimeter square. Alright guys, 600 centimeter square. Now that is how we would find the area of the shaded part in this figure. Now let us go to this one. This is pretty easy. Let us go to the area of a trapezium now. Alright, the area of a trapezium. Now in this video I'm just going to solve a few questions of area of trapezium, and then probably next week we'll come back for it. Alright guys, so in order to find the area of trapezium, or a trapezoid is equal to the sum of the parallel sides. So these two sides are parallel with each other, A and B. Alright, so we take A plus B divided by 2 multiplied by height, right guys? So sum of parallel sides times height divided by 2. Alright guys, now let me give you a few minutes to copy it down first, and then we'll take it over from there. Okay guys. Right. All right. Now let's take this. So let's say I have A is equal to 12 centimeter and I say B is equal to 6 centimeter, or let's say 16, and the height is 10 cm. Okay, so the area of this trapezium would be sum of parallel sides. So we have 16, which is this one, plus 12, which is this one, multiplied the height, which is this one, and all of this divided by 2, right guys? So we would have 28 times 10 divided by 2, which is 280 divided by 2. So the final answer would be 140 centimeter square. Alright guys, now what we have here is how we find the area of a trapezium. Alright guys, now if you take a look at this question right here, I want to see you guys solve it if you can. Alright, so for next week I will start off by solving this question that you see right here, and then we will take it from there. Alright guys, so make sure you come along for the next week's session, same time on Saturdays. Alright guys, and hope you enjoyed this live session. Until next time guys, have a nice